All praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kwakadash. Double honor to our beloved elders and apostles and bishops of GMS. Salutations to the hopeful elect men, 144,000, 12,000 men from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. And shalom to the rest of the elect of Israel. So-called 1/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. And the speckled bird. The water, y'all, about to now, y'all. That ain't perfect timing. I don't know what is. Well, let me get it. No. You gotta get there. Well, let me get it. No. Yeah, maybe. Thank you. Saying you ain't going nowhere. Am I bogus? Lord, no, I ain't trying to be. Slow down, buddy. Slow down, shorty. Slow down, shorty. Another day in this wicked ass kingdom, queendom, right? Going to work, you know, for our oppressors, to feed ourselves, and barely just that. But it's okay. That will come with it. That will come with this life for now. That will come with this life for us on this side for now. You know, until the elect are sealed. You know, and you still have some of the elect out here, you know, that haven't been presented the truth. And that's why on a daily basis, you know, we have to keep doing the work. I got time. I can do that. Lord willing, let's see. Right? So with that, I want to start at the beginning. All right, I'm going to start at the beginning. We're going to go to Deuteronomy. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians that have no understanding of why you're going through what you're going through, but you know something ain't right here. Because we went against the Lord, we've been brought over to this side of the world, you know, where this is our captivity. You wonder why even though you're, you know, you got so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, that's a part of the, you know, the U.S. Army or wherever you're at. You know, mainly, you know, because it goes back to America. You know, you got family members that's a part of the police station, you know, or even in the court system. Even with all that, we don't have no real authority, because even though your family members might be a part of the, you know, this beast system in all kinds of ways, you know, lawyers, doctors, you know, military men and women nowadays, right? You wonder, how come you get shot down in the streets? How come you get kicked out of your homes? You know, right? How come there's no one to save you? And though these curses are being put on all the world, you know, all the other nations as well, you know, it started with us. And that's how you know when the kingdom come back, it's going to be reigning in righteousness, because Yahushua is only seeking that elect number that's going to repent and take on the customs of Israel, or his customs, which is by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of our Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And is going to be perfected in that day of salvation, you know, the beginning of the second covenant. When he put his law, statutes, and commandments in our hearts, in our minds, in our inward parts, our actions, there'll be no more going off from that point forward. But I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy, as I was saying. Slaki, not Deuteronomy, it was Genesis. Genesis chapter 49. I'm gonna start at verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. All right? This is after the separation of the northern and the southern kingdom of Israel. After I'm about to say Yahushua, who was Yahushua? After Solomon had went on to the fathers. Okay? And you know, since then, we've been started with the northern kingdom. We've been in captivity after captivity after captivity. Just like today, under the rulership of the oppressors. All right? You have then you have Judah, which they call Jews, right? But Judah was comprised of the southern kingdom of Israel, so-called Negroes, Haitians, or American Negroes, so-called Haitians, so-called West Indians, so-called Jamaicans, you know. The southern kingdom of Israel was dispersed. And then you have the northern kingdom, you know, so-called Latinos, Hispanics, Native American Indians, that were dispersed too, through the Spanish, through the French, and through the Britain, okay? Taking on their customs. This is what befell us. This is what happened to us in the last days, you know? And mainly, you know, from like the 1600s until we were destroyed. And you can read that in Deuteronomy chapter 68, Salakia 48, Salakia 28, Salakia 28. And I believe it's somewhere in verse 48, till we be destroyed. Salakia, if I'm wrong, you know, we had those chains of iron around our necks until we be destroyed. And that was probably along the time of, you know, the middle of the 1800s, the beginning to the middle of the 1800s, when they started pulling back, you know, the slave trade, the diaspora. Look it up for yourself. You know? But this is what befell us in the last days. That's how we know that we are in the last days. And Job is a perfect example of how to handle this, you know, how to handle it, because you won't really know or get a gist of what's really happening, or how to, if you don't know what's going on, they say knowledge is power, you know. Ultimately, the knowledge of the scriptures, the word of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, that's the power. You know, he say, the truth shall set you free. Roughly paraphrasing. You know, they say the truth shall set you free. And that starts with your mind. You know, from the chains of these false doctrines and philosophies of the world. You know, this westernized society. You know, you can change your body parts. You know, I gotta be careful, man, because these fools change your body parts and things of that nature to become whatever you want to be. You can do as much sin as you want to do, and then they, on top of it, through that false Christianity, they tell you you're gonna be forgiven as long as you know, pay your tithes and call on a false God. And many people have been duped into this because they see how certain people that preach that doctrine are financially are taken care of, I guess you could say, right? But on the case of Job was so, everything he was going through, he was to the point where he like, hey man, it'd be better if I didn't even live. And that's how bad Job was going through it. Job was like, it'd be better if he didn't even live. Let me get it. We go to Job chapter 3. We start at verse 1. Yeah, I got more than enough time to write y'all about something. It goes, after this, Job opened his mouth and cursed his day. All right? The day that he was born. And that's a cut. That's a cut to y'all that want to celebrate your birthdays or everybody's birthday and all that shit. That's another false doctrine or belief system. An unholy day that this world celebrates. They think they're gonna get something out of this life, by at least I got a birthday. The Lord gave me a birthday. You know how they talk. The Lord gave me a birthday. I'm gonna celebrate my birthday. If not anything. But Job, just like Lot, being vexed with the filthy conversation of this world, Job like, man, instead of going through this hell, it'd be better that I never even came here. Let me go down to verse 10, I believe. He say, verse 10, Job 3:10, because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from mine eyes. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? That was how, cause this world make you be like, hey man, fuck all this. Like, why do I have to go through this? Right? Why can't the things that I worked hard for, the things that I put my best foot forward, why it don't never happen, to my benefit, or exactly how I want things to go. Cause you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, we are in the land of our captivity. We are serving out the curses. So whenever you get mad, just keep that in mind. Whenever you want to take your life or, go to jail or do something stupid, keep that in mind. And the Lord controls all things. With all that, you should know, hey, no matter what I'm going through, the Lord is taking me through this. He put me through this. And I deserve it because I was hard-headed, stubborn. I didn't want to listen. So put it back on yourself. And the only way to get up out of it is to correct yourself according to the laws and the statutes and the commandments of the Lord that we can keep. And they're not grievous. It's not going to hurt you, to do them. I want to go to, what's that at? I believe it's in, about to pop up. Jeremiah, yeah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 29. Because the Lord, he said, roughly paraphrasing, he said, don't worry about or don't be concerned about how the wicked will be punished, but rather inquire of how the righteous will be saved. Because the Lord, he don't want to destroy Israel, but he already know. He know what the deal is. And no matter, just like Noah, no matter how long they hear this word being preached, they love their wickedness. And this gospel, this truth being preached, this true gospel being preached is a sign of the end. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not evil, to give you an expected end. Okay? Then they shall call upon me, and I shall go and pray unto, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you, those that seek in the Lord. And ye shall seek me and find me, when ye shall search for me with all your heart. All right? Now you got the people in the church, right? They pull this one scripture out, and I got to get it. Let's get Matthew. I got to get it. Matthew 22 and verse 37, Yahushua said to him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and the great commandment. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law of the prophets. So in other words, you got to go back into the Old Testament to see what is these laws. What were the prophets talking about? All right? What were they talking about? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, in the Christian church, they said there was only 10 laws, but no. Throughout all the prophets, laws were given out of how things should be conducted and handled. In the book of Leviticus, you know, besides the sacrificing thing, it's to do our best to follow those laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. We're supposed to be peaceable with all men as possible, so we're not going to get into stoning people to death and everything for going off. It's about mercy. Mercy is also a part of the commandments in these days and time. You know, that what Yahushua was implementing. You know, when that woman that was being a whore, they were going to stone that woman to death. The Lord said, you know, who of you, roughly paraphrasing, out of all of y'all, which one of y'all are without sin? Right? So in these days of time, it comes to us having to self-examine ourselves. You know, seek ye your own soul's salvation with fear and trembling. Right? Is that a squirrel? That's a big ass squirrel. No, that's a bird. Right? And even though they read that all day long in the Christian church, they're not telling you where the law's at, how to be righteous, how to seek the Lord. You know? This is one of my favorite ones I've been up on lately. This is that Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and 1. He say, love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart, seek him. You know, and seeking him daily. Going through his words, learning how to control ourselves, because the men of the Lord, you know, in the times to come, we're going to be going through, we're going to be held accountable for a lot of people, Lord, willing me be a part of that number, you know, because we're going to have to tell them what the laws are, what the judgments of the Lord is, what the statutes of the Lord is, you know, and we're going to have to be making decisions like Yahushua did, like the disciples did, based on keeping that faith. And got 5 minutes, and it's gonna be done in righteousness. But you got to get that in your mind what righteousness is. You know, and that comes with keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You got to find out what those commandments are, how to operate in them and on them. Study to show yourself approved, and exercise them. You know, faith without works is dead. So on a daily basis, you know, we gotta look at ourselves, man. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, of how I deal with people, you know, and how I conduct myself around people, because at times I could be a shit talker, and I never really was that much of a shit talker. I usually be a quiet person. I'm trying to get back to that level, man, of just being quiet, man. If I ain't speaking the words of the Lord, I don't even want to say nothing to these people out here, you know. And they'll get you caught up against yourself real quick. There's one more piece up. Yeah. You know, seek the Lord's righteousness, and Job received the reward, man. No matter what we lose on this side, As it's written, the just make of himself a prey, roughly paraphrasing. When you start trying to do good, people look down on you. They want to mock, oh man, what, you don't do this no more? You don't do that no more? They don't want to kick it with you. And it's written, blessed when people separate you from their company. So cool. If you off to yourself a lot more, I could presently say, take it one day at a time, continue to do the work, have faith. That's why we're here in the first place, man, to show forth our faith, like Job did. No matter what Job went through, man, he didn't give up his faith. He didn't turn his back on the Lord. He didn't shrug his shoulders. He probably had some wild requests, like shit, like why was I even born and things of this nature. But just like in John, what was that, John 9? I believe that was in John 9. And where Yahweh, was it the disciples? Asked Yahweh Shai, why was this child born blind? And Yahweh Shai said something to the effect that, he wasn't blind because, he went off or he did something wrong. But he was blind to show forth the miracles of the Lord. The Lord had healed the man to show forth miracles, for exhortation. The same thing with what Job was going through. It's for exhortation to give hope, to build brothers up, to build Akim and Akwath that's going through the same atrocities as many of us are in these days and time. Job's outcome, though. What was Job's outcome for keeping the word, the patience of the word of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? I'm going to go to Job chapter 42, starting at verse 10. And the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his families, for his friends. Also the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. All right? Verse 11, then came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house, and they bemoaned him and comforted him all over all the evil that the Lord had brought upon him. Every man also gave him a piece of money, and everyone an earring of gold. All right? And that's going to be for the elect, especially the men, sighing and crying for all the abomination done in this wicked-ass place. All right? That's going to be the outcome. The Lord going to restore to you, Lord willing, you be a part of that number, we be a part of that number, to you, everything that you lost on this side, if you endure to the end. What did Job tell his wife when she started losing faith? He said, you were like one of the wicked ones. You are, are we not supposed to receive good or evil, good and evil at the hand of the Most High? With the knowledge and understanding that Yahweh Bashim Ashai, like he said, unjust balance is an abomination. All right? So with this knowledge, this information, you should understand, they always say in new Christian churches, just give it to the Lord. But give it to the Lord with understanding and know that you have to do something. It ain't just a bunch of wordplay going on. You're going to have to do something. You're going to go through something, but you're going to have to, keep the same, charge as Job, and praying to the Lord that he keep that spirit on you. With that, I'm about to head in. Let's give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kwakadash. Double honors to our beloved elders and apostles. May the blessing and blessing be upon your houses. Till next time, Kwam Yasharala and Wa Abba Babal.